The district attorney's office filed charges against 25-year-old Corey Williams today. Investigators say Williams, along with two others, had planned to rob the 7-year-old boy's mother, who they say was a known drug dealer. When they didn't see the child's mom, the plan changed, according to police. Video shows a white Jeep pulling up as the child rode his bike. His father was in a car alongside him. Surveillance video shows the Jeep blocking the driveway of a home near 61st and Eustis. Two people ran out. One chased the father inside the home. The other grabbed the boy. Investigators say the child was kept in the upper part of a duplex at 39th and Lloyd. Police say the crew wanted a $100,000 ransom and jewelry. A criminal complaint says the child told police he heard Williams on the phone with his mother, who said she would get the boy, but never did. The child was found safe on Saturday. Now, Williams is scheduled to be in intake court tomorrow morning. Milwaukee police say charges have been referred for that 14-year-old boy and 39-year-old man. Mary.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Hey, call him Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem. Rucha HaKodash, and give it up honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that have taught us this truth that are constantly and well through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Abishai. Hey, peace, mercy, and blessed to the beloved Akim that are out there pushing this word wholeheartedly in truth and in sincerity, that are not wavering to the left nor to the right, but constantly staying on that straight and narrow, fighting for your crowns in these last days that we are truly living in. Even Shalom to the few sisters that Aquab said out, and even Shalom to the Israelite foreigners, those that may look like the other nations, but their seed line is going back into our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm the brother Iraq, coming back with another lesson to the Lord, willing to edify and feed the lambs of the Lord. All right, which the story, which I originally played in the beginning, okay, unfolded even greater to the point where, all right, the mother actually plotted her son's whole kidnapping, all right, the whole Milwaukee situation, all right, and this goes to show that, you know, the type of times that we are in, and, you know, a lot of you women that have fought for that idea of, you know, feminism, independence, I don't need no man, all right, look how bad it's getting to the point that women are fraudulently coming up with attempts to kidnap their children in order to get money from GoFundMe, all right, which they caught onto the mother, all right, now she's sitting behind bars, okay, but that just goes to show that a lot of you women are in trouble, man, all right, a lot of you women are in trouble, okay, you know, and we've been speaking about the times that we were going to come into, all right. We've been constantly warning, all right? We've been sounding the alarm, all right? Just like the scriptures say. Matter of fact, let me get it real fast. In Isaiah 32:9, it says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ears unto my speech." Okay, all right? Many of you women should be listening, okay, to the prophets, all right, and humbling yourself down, all right? But a lot of you are proud, okay? You thought your shit didn't stink, all right? And now, look, okay, you're out here fending for yourself, all right, no idea what the hell to do. Your degree is not worth anything, you know what I'm saying, all right, and the man that you did have, he done left your ass because you talk too much, okay, all right, you done ran him off, you know, all right, a lot comes with associated with the goddamn black woman in these last days, man, all right, the end up, she is losing right now, all right. This is verse 10. It says, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." All right, so the vintage is failing. Look, let's watch this other part of
the district attorney's
office. What
and look at this morning.
Donald, you can go on. Man, I know you lying. What in the world is going on? So y'all remember Jamal White, the 7-year-old kid from Milwaukee who was kidnapped? And everybody was going crazy because they thought his daddy was right now. He didn't do nothing to help him. Guess what? Now, as we all know, the current state of this economy is not in the best shape, but this is crazy. So right here is saying that the mother of 7-year-old Jamal White after uncovering what they allege was a staged kidnapping scheme, fraudulently collecting donations through a GoFundMe campaign. Come on, man. Imagine being this kid when you get older and having to read this story about your mama and your possibly daddy setting up your kidnapping. Come on, man. We got to do better. What's going on with this world?
And breaking news at 5, new video tonight showing the moment someone kidnapped a Milwaukee boy at gunpoint, sparking a statewide Amber Alert over the weekend. He is safe tonight, but friends and family and police spent nearly 24 hours Friday into Saturday searching for 7-year-old Jamal White.
So look, at first everybody thought the dude with the gold teeth and the tattoos in his face with the daddy, so everybody playing on him like, man, why you ran? Come to find out, this supposed to be the daddy, Corey Williams. So allegedly, they set up the plan and the plot to get their son kidnapped, fake kidnapped, and it was going to start to go from me. But the police just so happened to find the son before the plan could go through, and now they done got busted. All I can say is, they deserve the donkey of the day because this is horrible. Do y'all think this situation was solely about money? Or do y'all think it could be something deeper? Because this whole little situation is just crazy to me. Let me know what y'all think.
Yeah, man, times are getting hard. All right, times are getting hard. We're living in a felon economy, okay? And this is just, you know, one of many women that are out here suffering, that are, you know, coming up with these different schemes and plots and things of that nature, all right? And you're coming to find out that, you know, a lot of you women, you ain't right, man. A lot of you women ain't shit. Excuse my language, okay? All right, but look, she faked her son's kidnapping, all right, in order for what? For her to try to come up on thousands of dollars, all right? Because that's like the new thing nowadays. Like, if anything happens, you find yourself in a situation, all you gotta do is just throw up a GoFundMe, all right? Send the GoFundMe to individuals. GoFundMe gets paid off of the donations that are paid to you, all right? And then you get to cash out large amounts if people sympathize with your situation, you know, all right? And the whole situation backfired on her man, and everybody else that is involved. Because, you know, Esau is going to definitely catch up with everybody that's involved with the whole plot and scheme and plans, man, you know, all right? But it just goes to shows, man, how bad times are, all right? Okay? And like we've been saying, a lot of you women, okay, that trusted in this world, all right, you getting ready to go down with this place. All right, matter of fact, let's watch another video, because I seen something else too. All right, because hey, the spirit of the Lord is pretty much on the end up, all right, the so-called black woman. All right,
Metro sources.
Black fatigue, or ghetto fatigue.
Police in Richmond Heights, Ohio, capturing the moment 3 women twerked on a cop cruiser, then using a facial recognition platform, they identified them. Take a look at this. So, dash cam video shows a woman climbing onto the car with others, later joining. Police say the brazen act, which involved this type of dancing you see here, happened back in June. It damaged the vehicles because of that twerking with dents and scratches. A detective telling us with the use of Clearview AI facial recognition, they were able to identify 2 of the women who were twerking. Warrants are out for their arrest. They're still searching for a third.
And this is all you women are about nowadays. You're just twerking, showing your ass, all right? Your house is dirty. You got crust on the side of your lips, okay? You're bad parents, you know, all right? You leave. Hey, there was a video where a woman went to go party for weeks, you know, and she left her toddler child in the home, all right? And her child ended up dying, man, you know, all right? Her child ended up dying, man. Okay, all right, because see, you women are far gone. The scriptures describe a lot of you women as ostrich. Okay, all right. You don't have no care for your young. All right. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get that real fast. Hold on. Okay, you don't have no care for your young. All right. You know, you can't cook for nothing. Let me see. Let's put this in. Yep, Lamentations 4:3. It says, even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel like ostriches in the wilderness. All right. Job 39 and 13. It says, gavest thou the godly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich, which leaveth her eggs in the earth, and warmeth them in the dust, and forgetteth that foot may crush them, or that the wild beasts may break them. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear, because the Most High have deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding. All right, and this is what the Most High did. He took away a lot of you women's understanding. Matter of fact, hold on, give me a second. All right, Slacky, bro. Let's watch this one, all right? Because, you know,
An Ohio mother will spend the rest of her life in prison for leaving her toddler home alone for more than a week, where she starved to death while her mom jetted off on vacation. Prosecutors say 32-year-old Crystal Candelario left her 16-month-old daughter Jalen alone and unattended at her home beginning on June 6 of 2023. Candelario didn't return home until 10 days later on the 16th. And upon returning home, she made the tragic discovery. Her daughter was found unresponsive in what investigators described as a filthy playpen. She had been extremely dehydrated, and the young toddler was pronounced dead at the scene. According to the medical examiner, Jalen's body was extremely emaciated. She weighed less than 14 pounds at the time of her death. Investigators say Candelario left her daughter alone while she vacationed in Detroit and Puerto Rico. She was arrested and booked a day after returning home and discovering her daughter's body. In February, the district attorney...
Guys, this is absolutely heartbreaking. So a mother in Ohio left her 16-month-old daughter home alone while she went on a vacation for 10 days and then came back to her deceased daughter in a filthy playpen that was covered in her urine and feces. 32-year-old Crystal Candelario abandoned her toddler Jalen in their Cleveland home back in June so that she could take a 10-day trip to Detroit and then Puerto Rico.
Could you imagine laying down with a woman like this? A lot of you women call each other, you know, the B word. You know, I'm gonna try to, you know, not say certain words. All right, but you know, you you get mad when other people call you, you know, so-called out your name, but this really what the scriptures say, all right? Because a lot of you are exactly what you call each other, all right? You hanging out with your girls, you calling each other bees all night long, talking shit, then you're arguing with each other after you get drunk, all right? And you go to these bars knowing that you got children, knowing that you need to take your ass home and do your motherly duties, all right? See, a lot of you women ain't gonna make it, man. You know? A lot of you women are wicked as hell, okay? Matter of fact, hold on, let me see, where's it at? This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 26. I want to say it's 26. All right. And 25. A dishonest woman contemneth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. Right? A lot of you women are dishonest, okay? Committing adultery, all right? Bringing forth shame. You're hiding the fact that you slept with another man, and then you got pregnant by him. Then you're allowing another man to raise other men's children. This is wild, okay? All right, and then you're wondering why men are just deleting you, okay? All right? It says, verse 25, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. Okay, what's another word for a dog? All right, it's a bitch, okay? But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord, okay? All right, and there's the elect sisters out there, okay? All right, women that are modest. A lot of you women aren't modest, all right? You show your curves every chance you can get. Your face is caked up with makeup. You don't even know how to put your makeup on right. And even if you put your makeup on, you're putting too much makeup on. You know what I'm saying? all right? You're contouring, you're hiding your ugliness under all that paint, you know, okay? All right, a lot of you women are fake. You're getting BBLs, your ass stank. You don't know how to wipe your ass. You're smelling shameless, you know. You're becoming a disgrace, and this is the portion of what happens to, you know, you being here in Babylon, man, you know. And that's why, man, even as us men, you know, that have daughters here, you know, we gotta be stern on our daughters, because, you know, the Bible speaks about, you know, not giving the water passage, man, you know. All right, because this society, you got these women that teach their daughters, okay, to have options, to grow up and be hoes, okay, to explore the options. I've been with a woman before, you know, where her mother told her, don't settle down with him. You're young, you're beautiful, okay, and she told her straight up, you know, don't settle down with him. Just go and, you know, find somebody that you really want to be with, all right? Nah, women are not meant to choose and judge and pick between men, all right? That's why they always complain about men that they pick that ain't shit, okay? You know, because you're not natural born leaders or decision makers. Women don't even know what food they want to eat, let alone be able to pick a man that they're going to live a long life term with, man. You know, a lot of these relationships nowadays, they're fickle. You got 3 to 6 months, and if you got somewhat of a woman that might be somewhat decent, it's just your turn, all right? And it's only probably going to last you maybe 1 to 3 years at best in this society, okay? You know, all right? But guess what? We're coming in a time where, hey, a lot of you women, man, all right, are getting ready to find out that, all right, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is angry with you, all right, because you're boisterous, you're loud, you're proud, you can't be corrected, you can't be told nothing, okay, all right, and when you're told something, okay, you flip the script, okay, you using manipulating tactics, okay, and instead of what, humbling yourself down, all right. So the scriptures say you shall be counted as a dog if you're not shameless, all right? All right, and there's nothing wrong with a woman that's shameless, all right? A lot of women that are shameless out here, they get scolded and persuaded by their so-called friends that when they want to be, shamefaced to their man, that what they're doing is putting themselves in slavery. No, misery loves company, man, you know? So a lot of these bees, they want you to be in the same boat as them, so they tear your ass down, okay? They make you feel like what you're doing is wrong, all right? And it ruins your relationship. That's why men that have actual women cannot have their woman go out with other women, okay, and have girls trip, because they will persuade your woman to commit adultery, all right? Okay, and other women that are wicked, okay, they wipe their mouth. Let's get that as well. All right, and say they have done no wickedness. Okay, Proverbs 30 and 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. He's fine, girl. He trying to talk to you. She got a couple drinks in her. At first she was saying no. They was having laughs and kiki and joking and telling stories, and she's constantly in love talking about her man. And as soon as she get those drinks, another nigga that's thinking about her, now they're encouraging her to go talk to him and entertain this nigga, knowing that she has a man. All right, a lot of women promote adultery in this society. Okay, such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. Okay, they are proud to do this wicked act. Okay, all right, and that's why we, because we, they people try to say we hate the woman. No, we don't hate the woman. All right, we don't hate our woman. Okay, all right, we just calling out the shit that our women do. All right, and if they continuously keep doing the shit that they keep doing, that's when the Micah 7 and 10 comes into place. All right, Micah 7:10, it says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her. Okay, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down as the mire of the street. So when women don't get themselves right or correct their actions, that's when she's going to be, trodden down later on. All right, because hey, women do receive mercy. Okay, women do get a man of the Lord, but a lot of you women, you fucked it up. All right, and you only get one chance to have one man of the Lord. You don't get multiple men of the Lord. That's why if you notice, when a woman actually leaves you for being a demon, okay, she becomes worse. She tries to go and actually look for another Hebrew man just like you, but then she goes and find one of these weirdo Negroes out here that learned a couple precepts, don't know how to really walk in the truth, okay? All right? And he's a goddamn loser, and then now she becomes into a full-blown man-hater, all men that are part of Hebrews, cults, and this, that, of the worship, y'all ain't right, this, that, and the third, all right? The Lord bugs them out more. The Lord bugs their ass out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women keep your children away, all right? A lot of women have to pay for the shit that they do, But we try to show women, all right, you should live your life like one of the ancient modest women in the scriptures, all right, that had respect, like Sarah, all right? She was a respectable woman, okay? Susanna was a good story. She was a respectable woman. Esther is a good story. She was a respectable woman, all right? There's women in the scriptures that were very respectable and had favor in the eyesight of the Most High, Yahweh, man, okay? That's who you women should be mirroring yourself after, is the ancient foremothers, all right? Not these decrepit ass, beaten down, high body count woman today, all right? Especially the shit that you see on TV, all right? But let me go back. So like, I know I'm going too long with this one. We don't even got to go too far. But let's watch this next one.
This is Deverta Jenkins. She was charged with 3 counts of child neglect. Some days ago, Deverta left her 3 children alone in the apartment for nearly 2 days to go party. This is how it all unfolded. According to police and what Deverta had told the detectives, she left her apartment sometime Saturday to go to some man's house and then hit several bars. While she was out partying, her daughter had sent her several messages throughout the time she was out. These are the messages. Mommy, I was just calling you because I didn't know what to feed everybody. So from that message alone, you can tell that the child had been calling Deverta and that she hadn't been picking up the phone. She was basically ignoring her. She probably was somewhere getting... Let me stop. Anyway, these are the other messages.
All the fruit snacks, the Velveetas, the Capri Suns, the chips. You know how it is in these black households, man. The woman like getting the Lunchables. All right, she'll buy the top ramen, the noodles, the hot dogs. She'll do the bare minimum, show you how to, survive, man. And she feeds your children garbage, man. All right, and she's grooming them to live their life like a degenerate, man. All right, and then this is what these women do. They walk ahead of their children. All right, wonder why somebody's able to run behind them and snatch the children up, man. Okay. All right, a lot of you women should be shamed. All right, you should be ashamed. You have nothing to be proud about. Okay. These are real life events, and there's a reason. Look, if you look this up, all right, because you got the so-called black woman, You know, she's wondering why men walk past her, why men want nothing to do with her, you know. All right, you're the least desirable because you're proud, man. All right. This is from Google, from AI overview. What I typed in was are black women today least likely to be dated? Okay, that's what I typed in. All right, and this is what it came up in the AI overview. It says there's evidence to suggest that black women face unique challenges and may be least likely to be dated compared to other groups based on some research and reports. It says the black women are reported to have lower first marriages rates overall compared to other racials and ethnic groups. All right, which a lot of women, they start up divorces. Okay, she got tired, she's fed up, she's worn out, it's not enough, you know, and she needs a thrill. You know, she wants to go outside and ride the cock carousel, okay? You know, all right? And you got women doing this in their 40s, you know, all right? Have children that are of grown ages, man, you know, divorcing their husbands at a high rate right now, okay? Leaving them, okay? Don't let a woman get a job that's better than yours. Oh, yeah, she could pay her own shit, you know? She's definitely gonna look at you as if she outgrown you. Boy, this is hell. All right, it says black women are the least likely to be dated outside their race. Potential racial bias in dating. Some studies suggest that black users, including black women, are more likely to be swiped left on dating apps compared to white users. Researchers from 2014 found that men who are not black were less likely to start conversations with black women. All right. It says some research indicate that black women are considered less desirable by men of other races, and the black woman may be the only racial group of women who experience exclusion from both black and non-black men. All right. So there you have it. Okay. There you have it. All right. You know, a lot of you women don't want to humble down, but it's all right. The Lord got special humble women that are out there for brothers, especially Isaiah 4:1 will be fulfilled in these times. All right, Isaiah 4:1, there will be women that will be saved. All right, there are sisters that are going to get themselves right. Okay, you know, and they're going to be paired to be protected by men. All right, and a lot of you women out here, all right, truth be told, man, you're going to be spoils, man. You're going to be booty. Okay, you like showing your ass cheeks. All right, you're going to be giving up them cheeks. All right. That's why
message. Mommy, I was calling you because we're hungry and I don't know how to make noodles, and you the only one that does. Can you please come home? After not getting a reply from the mother, the daughter went and knocked on the next neighbor's door, telling them that her and her siblings were hungry. The neighbor called the police. The 3 children were removed from her home and is now in Child Protective Services. Ultimately, the verdict was released on a $15,000 bond. Authorities are now trying to place the children with a family member from the mother's side of the family. This is
the type of shit that goes on, you know. That's why, you know, us as brother, we gotta watch who the hell we lay down with, you know. Shit, watch who you stick your rod in, you know. Just because she got a big butt, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, hey, you don't want everything that got cakes. You know what I'm saying? You know, you need a woman that's going to be, as the scriptures say, she's going to be like a pillar. You know, a woman's supposed to be a pillar of rest, of comfort. Okay, you know. All right. You gotta vet a lot of these women. You gotta ask them like job applications. You know, what are you good at? Can you crochet? Can you cook? You know what I'm saying? And you know, do you like following orders? You know, all right. You gotta shit. Put these bitches on You know, if she can't meet the criteria, you know, she's not worthy of you. All right. You know, just like what a job would do. All right. If you don't meet the The criteria are we moving on with another candidate. That's how you got to put these women, man. You know, some of them just ain't worth your time, your energy, your conversation. All right, because they ain't worth spit. You know, what Eminem say? Said I wanted piss on fire to put you out. Oh man. Let me see, where was I at? All right, let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus again. All right, I'm gonna get one more scripture. All right, you know, I don't need to make this too long. It's already too long. But Lord willing is edifying. Okay, let me see. Oh, you know what, let me go to 26. Forgive me. All right. Yep. Ecclesiasticus 26 and 10, like I mentioned earlier, says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straight, lest she abuse herself through overmuch levity. Watch over the impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. The grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. All right, and that's what real men love. All right, a woman that is discreet, you know, a woman that will sit back in silence, okay, and let her man lead, you know. All right, and there's women that the Lord is bringing to the forefront, all right, that is speaking on how other women should be, okay. You women better repent and take notes, all right. There's still time for you to repent, okay, you know, all right. And it's okay to be quiet. You don't gotta have every voice. Your voice doesn't have to always be heard, you know, all right. And that's what be the most annoying thing. Women talk too goddamn much. There's a scientifically, I want to say, experiment. They say a woman used 20,000 words in a day. A man only uses 5. All right. So you know, women will talk your ear off. You got women talk about, I don't like nonchalant dudes because they, you know, they gotta hear me vent, and they act like they don't care. Yeah, I couldn't deal with that anyways. Though it says a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. All right, and that's more of what men are looking for. A woman that's able to be instructed and led by guidance. All right, you know, that's able to follow suit, you know. So that's pretty much all I got, brothers. Lord willing, that was edifying to the Lord's elect. With that, I'm gonna say shalom.